Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to NHG Teachers Day Virtual Celebration 2022. Thank you for being with us today as we appreciate our NHG healthcare educators for their dedication and contribution in nurturing the future generation of healthcare professionals. I'm Daniel Lim, resident internal medicine, Tan Tock Seng Hospital, and we are broadcasting live from Nexus NHG HQ for the next 1 hour to celebrate this awesome day for our educators. The theme this year is Our Heroes, Shaping and Leading the Future. Today, we recognize the recipients of the NHG Teaching Excellence Awards 2022 and celebrate the efforts of our NHG educators and clinical teachers. Do check out the many heartwarming messages posted on our online dedication board. We also invite you to post and dedicate a message to our educators now. Joining us online for this occasion, we have NHG Group CEO, Professor Philip Chu, and our senior management. To kick off, may we invite Professor Benjamin Seat, NHG Deputy Group CEO, Education and Research, to give us the opening message. Prof. Seat, please.
Dear colleagues, friends and teachers, a very good afternoon to you. Today we are here to celebrate NHG's Teachers Day, to express our gratitude and appreciation to the many educators across our institutions who have contributed so much of their time and efforts to teach and to guide our juniors, residents, and students. On behalf of NHG and our institutions, as well as on behalf of all students, I'd like to personally say a big thank you. We'll be recognizing our NHG healthcare educators today who have made significant contributions in nurturing and mentoring their colleagues and students. A total of 250 outstanding educators from different healthcare professions will be receiving the NHG Teaching Excellence Award across 11 categories today. This year's theme, Our Heroes, Shaping and Leading the Future, is truly fitting. The past 2 years have required all of us to explore new and innovative ways to go about our daily work and to do things differently. Our educators have had to explore new and innovative methods to teach, train, and engage our learners, and to ensure that we do not compromise on patient safety and on clinical standards, even under the stress of a full-blown pandemic. Once again, my deep appreciation goes to all of you. The second part of this year's theme is about shaping and leading the future. This is not just relevant, but critical for the future of NHG and the Singapore healthcare system. We are on the cusp of a number of major disruptions, and our educators will need to lead the way to prepare our workforce to be knowledgeable and competent to deal with these changes. Let me elaborate. First, we are facing a technological disruption. What I learned in medical school, and I'm not going to say when, will not prepare me for tomorrow's medicine. While medicine was traditionally grounded in the biological and clinical sciences, its practice today requires competency in digital technology, data analytics and interpretation, as well as the application of social and behavioral sciences, and an appreciation of health economics. I'll cite 2 examples from just the past week alone. The UK approved use of Moderna's bivalent COVID vaccine a while ago. Doctors and other healthcare practitioners will not only need to understand what this is about, whether and why this is better than the first generation of vaccines, but they have to advise their patients what to do. This requires our doctors to have access not only to the latest information, but to have the competency to be able to apply this in a rapidly developing field. And just a few days back, the US FDA approved a new gene therapy for beta thalassemia, which just so happens to be the most common genetic disease in our part of the world. The problem is that this comes at a cost of almost 4 million Singapore dollars. This presents our doctors not only with the challenge of understanding how gene therapy works, who will benefit from it, why it's so expensive, but they have the dilemma to deal with the social, ethical, financial issues around the cure for previously incurable and dreadful disease. And these case studies are just from 1 week alone. There's also a digital disruption in medicine, with the promise that our ability to crunch big data, to apply machine learning and artificial intelligence will change how we practice medicine and treat patients. The field is expanding very rapidly. In this regard, I'm delighted that our educators have taken the lead to introduce new initiatives to augment the clinical learning experience. Take Dr. Clement Chia, a general surgeon from KTPH, who has introduced digital technologies and gamification in transdisciplinary clinical education, as well as surgical learning and application. This was particularly important at the height of the pandemic, when there was limited clinical exposure as a result of the tight infection control measures. I'd also like to highlight Steve Pia, a nurse clinician from IMH, who used virtual platforms such as Zoom and webinars to constantly reach out to other nurses to render support, as well as to gather feedback for clinical improvement initiatives. His work encompasses routine nursing tasks like reviewing intake-output charts, blood glucose monitoring, and accounting for controlled drugs. Steve also leads a self-harm prevention clinic at IMH. Another of our education heroes is Stephanie Lim, a pharmacist from Woodlands Health, who has been actively curating the training curriculum, programs, and competency assessment tools for our pharmacists in preparation for Woodlands Health's opening in 2023. The second disruption is an organizational one. With the current 10-year agreement between NHG and LKC Medicine coming to an end next year, we're in the process of developing a new partnership that will take us further for the next 10 years and beyond. This will not only set the stage to educate the next generation of medical students, but also important shifts into postgraduate and transdisciplinary education. For a start, we are putting together a graduate transdisciplinary program in palliative medicine, which will become increasingly important as our population ages. The plan is for this partnership to take us on a journey towards an academic health system where education, research, and innovation play central roles in preparing and developing our workforce to care for our patients better. It will also see the current partnership between LKC Medicine extend to the wider NTU, with increasing contributions from engineering, computer and information sciences, social and behavioral sciences, and health economics in our curriculum. The third disruption affects healthcare across the whole country, with the introduction of an integrated care and accountable care framework. This changes the provision and reimbursement of healthcare from a transactional basis to a long-term social contract between patients and provider. There will be a need to rebalance tertiary care provided in acute hospitals and specialist centers with primary and community-based care, and an increasing emphasis on preventing disease and population health. This will change how we teach our healthcare workers, their relationship with patients and with other healthcare professionals, and how care is integrated across the care continuum. Taking the NHG analogy of a river of life, we now not only have to provide a boat that sails down this river, but the boatman, the navigator who plans the journey, as well as the team that looks after different needs along the way. COVID aside, this will be an exciting time for us in the healthcare profession. We need to prepare ourselves for the technological, organizational, and healthcare transformations that are before us. Educators, like yourselves, play a critical role to ensure that our people are ready. At the same time, COVID has taught us how important it is for us to look after ourselves and our families. And even as we emerge from the pandemic, let me stress that we should not let our mental and physical wellness take a back seat, but that we need to find the right balance between work, family, and self. With this, I'd like to close by once more extending my gratitude, our gratitude, to our many hidden heroes, and especially to the awardees who have contributed selflessly over the past year. I'd like to express my thanks to the planning committee and for our colleagues from all our education officers for making today's celebration possible. A very happy Teachers' Day to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Seep, for the inspiring speech. Our clinical teachers and educators possess extraordinary qualities, having to learn, teach, motivate, and lead by example, both inside and outside the classroom. They undertake the responsibility to illuminate the path forward for the next generation, and we often see them as superheroes because of the many hats that they wear. As such, we have prepared a video titled Journey of Healthcare Superheroes to show how amazing our faculty are.
As you embark on this journey, a journey like no other. A journey, like some would say, extraordinary. Brace yourself. There is a lot to be learnt. You will be learning from the greatest, the selfless, and the noble. From essential skills to various expertise and even improving your mental strength. You will learn what to do, what not to do, and acquire the skills of what it truly means to be a superhero. From then, you will grow, you will excel, and eventually, in the spirit of paying it forward, you will do the same for the next generation of heroes.
The future of healthcare is in the hands of our educators. Not only do they impart their professional knowledge and experience, they also cultivate the right values and ethics for learners to grow in the best way forward. And for that, we deeply appreciate their dedication and commitment. Next, let us now have a look at the messages that you have posted on our online board. First, we have a message thanking all Tan Tock Seng CIs for their dedication, support, and encouragement to young nurses through stressful times. Next, we have a big thank you to all doctors at Woodlands Polyclinic for going the extra mile and patiently guiding residents throughout their postings. And a shout out to Yishun Health pharmacy trainers for extending their time and effort in making sure future colleagues can overcome any boundaries in their journey as pharmacists. We have also prepared a little surprise for you. Please sit back and enjoy this video.
Thinking of learners, thanking our teachers, dedicated to all NHG learners and teachers. Glad that our training sites are again swarming, with new learners across disciplines, their faces beaming, attentive to learners, their individual needs, uppermost in the minds of faculty and clinical educator leads. Easing learner from peripheral to central participation, taking care of their professional identity formation. NHG teachers, we play a crucial role, embracing our learners as postings unfold. Adapting curriculum, external changes come what may, interests of learners and what they say. Thinking and planning, teaching innovations we must press on. Faculty forging ahead, working together, tenacity we adorn. New teaching topics, new themes to be covered. Curiosity we encourage, questions learners must ask. Integration of knowledge and skills, teachers we need to foster. Deep joy in teaching, deep learning we seek to bolster. Amid all that is being taught and learned over time, We are a community of practice, closely knit and sublime. Holistic care, lifelong learning, window of influence we make hay. Here's wishing all faculty a most meaningful NHG Teachers Day.
Hello, Dr. Victor. Both Miao Hui and I would like to express our gratitude to you for your guidance through our NCPP. Despite your busy schedules, you're willing to spend time mentoring and teaching us, and your teaching has greatly impacted on us and have made cardiology easier for us as well. Without your guidance and supervisions, our journey to become a collaborating prescriber is definitely going to be much more harder.
Besides, we would like to thank the support that we have received from Woodlands Health General Medicine and Advanced Practice users. Thank you for sharing good cases with us to sharpen our skill. To our nesting site, Khoo Teck Puat Hospital, thank you for allowing us to practice on your ground. We are grateful for the support and guidance we have received thus far.
Lastly, we wish all the teachers here Happy Teachers' Day!
Congratulations from Liao! Happy Teachers' Day!
Thank you for the heartwarming messages and wonderful dedications. And now, we would like to congratulate the winners of the NHG Teaching Excellence Awards 2022. The 11 award categories are the NHG Teaching Award for Allied Health Educators. This award is presented to junior allied health professionals who are mentors, clinical supervisors, and preceptors in recognition of their contribution in teaching. The NHG Teaching Award for Allied Health Senior Educators. This award is presented to senior allied health professionals who are mentors, clinical supervisors, and preceptors involved in teaching students, new and junior staff. The NHG Interprofessional Teaching Award. This award is presented to healthcare professionals in recognition of their contributions towards teaching and coaching students and staff of different professional groups. The NHG Teaching Award for Junior Doctors. This award is presented to residents, medical officers, family physicians, resident physicians, and registrars in recognition of their contribution in teaching and mentoring medical students, new and/or junior staff. The NHG Teaching Award for Senior Doctors. This award is presented to doctors who are associate consultants, principal family physicians, principal resident physicians, and above, in recognition of their contributions in teaching and mentoring medical students and junior staff. The NHG Teaching Award for Pharmacy Preceptors. This award is presented to pharmacists who are just starting out in their journey in precepting and are already teaching trainees, students, healthcare professionals, and other staff. The NHG Teaching Award for Pharmacy Senior Preceptors. This award is presented to senior pharmacists in recognition of their contributions in teaching trainees, students, healthcare professionals, and other staff. The NHG Outstanding Nurse Teachers Award. This award is presented to clinical instructors and nurse educators in recognition of their contributions and excellent work in coaching and mentoring nursing students, new and junior staff. The NHG Teaching Award for Nursing Preceptors. This award is presented to nurses without a designated education role, such as advanced practice nurses, staff nurses, ward nurses, and nurse clinicians, who teach students, new and/or junior staff in addition to their clinical duties. The NHG Outstanding Education Partners Award. This award is presented to non-NHG personnel who contribute to education work in NHG students, which includes teaching students and working in staff education development collaborations. And now, we have come to the pinnacle award, the NHG Education Leaders Award. This award is presented to outstanding educators for their significant contributions to education. As education leaders, they play a vital role in influencing and shaping the future of health professions education. Let's take a look at this year's NHG Education Leaders awardees and hear their thoughts.
So I think a superhero is someone who is able to pay it forward. He's able to selflessly share with others what he has learned, what his capabilities are, and his experiences in life. This person who is a superhero is also well respected and well regarded by people around him. So I think those are the attributes of a superhero. I think in medical education, the attributes are somewhat similar. We always appreciate having someone who is able to selflessly give of himself or herself towards the betterment of his or her medical students, to be able to share what he has learned in life, the clinical knowledge he or she has, and is well regarded, well respected in the community.
A hero has many characteristics. In my mind, what comes up first as a hero, or the characteristic which is best suited, is probably adaptability. It was that moment where we had to suddenly move to Zoom and the students were not allowed inside the hospital. And along with Professor Tam coming and Dr. Glenn Tan, we sort of came quickly about to a consensus how we should be doing these teaching programs. If, as an educator, I could not have adapted to the online methods of teaching and at the same time relating to the students, however good content I had would not been able to deliver correctly in this platform. So for me, that was a challenge. I had to unlearn and learn a few things so that I could be engaging on a Zoom platform or an online platform the same way as I would engage the students in a face-to-face teaching methodology.
I think the biggest challenge actually is to be able to help my students and my supervisees appreciate the need to be able to be with helplessness and uncertainty. Now, this COVID-19 pandemic has created uncertainty for a lot of people, and in our society where we are very used to quick fix solution, we're very used to having something really quick and fast and efficient itself. Being able to stay with uncertainty is something very unnerving for a lot of people. But yet, I think moving forward, this is a very important trait for a lot of people to have, because of healthcare now, we are focusing a lot on building relationship. And building relationship cannot just be done in a short period of time. It needs time for us to build a relationship, and sometimes it involves being able to stay with the uncertainty, with the helplessness itself, as we journey with our patient and caregivers through the challenging times.
During that period, every weekend and for months, they were doing that, coming back to do really ad hoc training, hours after hours, just to ensure that they're comfortable, there's no fear, and they're confident, competent in doing those skill sets where they are newly posted to. So I thought that areas that we have put efforts, they have transit, and we are able to manage that situation seamlessly.
I work in the A&E, and I'm the head of the department in one of the Kulipok Hospital in the A&E itself. Definitely the workload and the admin load is definitely very, very challenging. But I think as a doctor, we have to remember the Latin word, which doctors actually translate to teacher. So I think teaching is part and parcel of being a doctor. We care for our patients, but we need to make sure that there's a continuity of care for patients in the years, and therefore lies the mission and the vision of educating the next generation.
To all my fellow educators, I think if I've not said oft in person, then I say it now, is to develop a psychological safety with your students is the first step towards engaging them in the right way, to learn their problems and help them well in their journey to become great doctors.
I think if there's one most important advice I can give to students, it will be to run after values instead of knowledge and skills. Yeah, it has served me very well, even in the changing circumstances. The world changed very fast as well, but yet the values are always relevant. Yeah, so the values also provides us with a sound moral compass that will help us navigate through uncertainty and also times of helplessness.
Coming from the community health setting, I would say that I'm really very proud of my community team nurses, and some of those teaching that we have done over the years, I could see them competently doing, and the inspiring part of this is really that I could see the impact of our community nurses making a difference in the population that we serve. And so then I felt very warm-hearted in that, because then all this teaching are practiced and actually benefited those patients that they care for. Yeah.
Okay, so for my educators, I hope that they will find joy and meaning in teaching. Learn to teach and teach to learn. For my students, similarly, I hope that they will find meaning and joy in learning. Learn to ask and ask to learn.
So I think the one takeaway for all educators is the fact that we are both teachers and students at the same time. We will always be learning about new things, and that's our role as students. And also in our role as teachers, don't forget to impart whatever you've learned, share the experiences, and pay it forward. I think that's how we all become superheroes towards our students.
Our heartiest congratulations to Associate Professor Sangvi Kaushal Amit, Associate Professor To Hong Chuan, Dr. David Ng Wei Liang, Ms. Gu Lei Kian, and Mr. Ivan Wu Man Hong. Thank you for leading by example and being the heroes to our students. Let's give a round of applause and appreciation to our Teaching Excellence Awards winners. Once again, congratulations to all the award recipients. Thank you for all the effort and commitment that you have given into building the future of health profession education. Now, we have reached the end of the event. We would like to thank all of you for joining us in today's celebration. We hope that you too have been inspired by our outstanding educators. Visit our online dedication board to pen your well wishes for our teachers and educators. You can also visit the NHG Education website to view the full list of awardees. We would also like to take this chance to encourage everyone to register for the upcoming Singapore Health and Biomedical Congress, SHBC 2022, in October. Learn how NHG is moving with the Healthier SG strategy. You can scan the QR code showing on the screen now to find out more information about the two-day program. Thank you once again for your support for NHG Teachers Day 2022. We hope to meet everyone in person next year if possible. Wishing everyone and our heroes a very happy Teachers Day. Stay healthy and stay safe. This is Daniel from Nexus at One North signing out. Goodbye.